Welcome to our first special Flix Forum episode, where we are going to give our rankings of the first 25 Netflix films from 25 to 1 and reveal our combined ratings of these films. I'm Jesse, and as usual, I'm joined by MJ and Heater.
G'day, mates. As you guys all know, because you listen to us all the time, it is our goal in this podcast to scour through the bowels of Netflix and let our listeners know what is worth watching, what to avoid, and what surprise packets are hiding deep in the streaming universe.
G'day, boys. So we're also going to each go through our top 3 scenes, our worst 3 scenes, top 3 characters, and top 3 acting performances from the first 25 Netflix original films. We want to have some fun with this as we recap everything we've been doing on Flix Forum over the past 25 weeks.
Good. So, I know it's huge. That's
half a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, half a year.
So, without further ado, we're going to go around the table and see what everyone's ranked as their top 25 films, and Heater's going to kick us off.
All right.
So let's go from
25 to 1.
Yeah,
25
to top. So 25, Brahman Naman. Still the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, for me, 25 is also Brahman Naman.
For me, I had mascots as the little.
Knew you would too.
I had to put mascots in there.
Zeros.
Surely you could have predicted that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. All right, 24, mascots.
Okay.
24 for me was Pee-wee's Big
Oh,
Holiday.
no. That hurts.
I know you like that movie.
So,
you know?
24, I put Brahman Naman.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's still low.
I was getting worried.
23 for me is Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Ah, no. You guys are killing me.
23 could have very easily been 24 for me, but let's take the 10.
I'm the same as MJ. 23 is take the 10.
That sucks.
That was horrible.
So number 22, I had XOXO.
Yeah.
22.
Fair.
I obviously like this one because I got mascots at 22.
Oh, wow. It's gone up high.
You're only the 4th worst.
I know this one's going to be very different to you guys, but I've got 22. I've got Rebirth.
Ooh.
Yeah, very low. Very low for me.
No, I don't think
It's
he'll like
okay.
it either.
Yeah.
21, Rebirth.
Oh,
there you
wow.
go.
Okay,
I
good.
think I didn't mind Rebirth.
Wasn't too far off.
21, Mercy.
21, Coin Heist, which I gave an absolute belting on this podcast.
So Jesse's recently re-listened to the episode of Coin Heist and he feels bad.
A little bit. Not too much.
All right, so we now move to the top 20.
Yes.
At number 20,
20.
I've got Mercy.
Oh,
Sorry, Jess,
That's
that's
okay.
your favourite film.
that's okay.
20, I have XOXO.
I'm the same as MJ. XOXO at 20.
All right, at 19, I have I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
Good title, isn't it?
Good title.
Very long title.
Good title.
This is 19.
19.
iBoy.
Okay. Number 19, I've got True Memoirs of an International Assassin with Kevin James.
Interesting. All right, so number 18, I had The Ridiculous 6.
I also had The Ridiculous 6.
18, I've got Special Correspondence.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is pretty low.
Number 17, Coin Heist.
17, Rebirth.
17, I've a little bit above, got Ridiculous 6.
I think I would win that.
Yeah.
Know where that sits.
Yeah.
Number 16, I've got The Do-Over.
Okay.
16, Siege of Jadotville.
Oh,
16, I've got Spectral, which I think you guys are probably going to have a bit higher than me.
A little bit.
what a bit.
Yeah.
Number 15 now, I've got Clinical.
15, Coin Heist.
I'm agreeing with Heater on this one. I've got Clinical at 15 as well.
Nice.
Man.
So at 14, I've got Take the 10.
Oh, wow.
That is so high.
That is so high.
Hang on. What did you have?
That was hilarious.
I had that at 23.
Hang on, what did you have below Take the 10?
So Clinical, The Do-Over, Coin Heist, Ridiculous 6.
Cynical was really good.
No, Take the 10 was hilarious. I loved it. It was so funny.
Alright, was this 14?
14.
14, Imperial Dreams.
I've got the Siege of Jadensville at 14. Sorry, Heater.
You guys are killing me. 13 was True Memoirs of an International Assassin.
Okay.
13, similar length. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
13, I've got the Do-Over, which I think you both
No, I haven't said it yet.
Yeah, I said
Heater said it.
16.
Still coming for me.
Number 12, I've got Tallulah.
Oh, that hurts. that hurt. That no one.
Yeah, I know
Bang,
you
that's-
like that one. It was average.
My chest's hurting.
12, True Memoirs of an International Assassin.
Number 12, I've got Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And didn't make the top 10, so that you should be happy with that.
Good.
I can't believe Pee-wee's and Tallulah were ranked the same.
Number 11, I've got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny.
To save myself saying it again, I also have that.
Oh, wow. I have Barry at 11.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
Yeah.
At number 10, I've got iBoy.
10, I have the do-over. Much higher than you guys.
Wow.
Top 10. Adam Sandler made the top 10 for
He
you.
did.
I've got Imperial Dreams at number 10.
All right, number 9, I have Special Correspondence.
I also have special correspondence at 9.
A lot higher than, where did I have it?
You got it pretty low.
Really low.
I like that movie.
I can't even, 18 I had that. Number 9 for me, I have I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
Wow. All right, really.
Speak a bit louder, what did you say?
No,
Higher than me.
Just muttering along. At number 8, I've got Imperial Dreams.
Okay.
Number 8, I have Barry.
Number 8, I've got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny.
That's done better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the, yeah.
So number 7, sorry boys, The Fundamentals of Caring.
Okay. That's okay.
It's going to be a good top 6. For
Whew, this is going to hurt. Okay.
Number
Isn't it?
7 for me was Clinical. That was a great movie.
Wow.
I've got iBoy at number 7. A bit
Nice.
higher than both
I
of
had
you.
it at 19.
I had it at 10, so
Yeah.
we're in the same range.
Same here.
Number 6 for me was Spectral.
Number 6 for me was Spectral.
Number 7 for... sorry, we're doing 6 now.
We're on 6.
I said 7 because I've got 7 Anyos. That was my number 6. Yeah. Which I thoroughly enjoyed.
So number 5, I have The Siege of Jadotville.
MJ, you stuck.
Number 5, I have 7 Anyos, which you're right, was a great film.
Great film. Number 5, I've got Ark.
Fair to say is so everyone we're in our top 5 now. Fair to say everyone's pretty happy with their top 5. Like they were good films, right?
Oh yeah, really happy. Yeah.
I would happily recommend anything in my top 5 to most people if they asked.
Yeah,
and even Spectral and Clinical at 6 and 7, I'd be pretty happy. So we've actually done all right.
Happy to do the
Yeah.
top 5.
4 is Barry for me.
Oh, cool.
I really liked Barry.
Yeah.
Barry was good. 4 is Tallulah, great film.
The same as MJ. I've got Tallulah at 4 as well.
So number 3, I've got 7 Anyos.
Top 3, good. Yeah.
I thought
It's
it
worthy.
was
Would you have it at 6?
Same as you, wasn't it? So, no.
I had 7 Anyos at 5.
Yeah, I had at 6. So,
It's
yeah.
obviously top 6 for all of us, which is nice. Was this number 3?
That was number 3.
Beasts of No Nation.
Okay. I've got, obviously, a film that both of you have already listed off quite low. I've got Mercy at number 3.
Gee, that's a big
If you haven't
climb.
listened to the Mercy podcast, it's excellent because we completely disagree.
Massively.
Number 2, I've got Ark.
Number 2, I have Ark as well.
Number 2, I have Beasts of No Nation.
Hey, where did you do Ark?
I did Ark at number 5.
Ah, okay.
Which leaves my number 1 as Beasts of No Nation.
Number 1, pretty clear, pretty obvious. The Fundamentals of Caring.
And seeing as MJ said that so beautifully, I'm not going to follow him up too much, but Fundamentals of Caring is my number 1 as well.
So we've done, because I'm very quick with numbers, writing it all down as we were going, but in order of if we put our rankings all together from 1 to 25, the consensus number 1 film for all of us is Beasts of No Nation, which...
The first original Netflix film?
First original Netflix film, averaged out at 4 stars for us. Heater had it as number 1, Jesse number 2, myself had it at number 3. So pretty clear number 1 consensus film for all of us. Who would have thought that the first film we watched
Yeah, it was still the best.
it was a good film?
25 films later?
Yeah.
24.
24.
I can't, yeah. Maths, not my strong point.
Number
Player J's
2,
doing the count.
number 2 for all of us was actually technically a tie. So I've done the tiebreaker as the amount of stars that we gave it as. So number 2 comes out as The Fundamentals of Caring, which averaged out to 3.83 stars between us. Again, very high. Excellent film if you haven't seen it. And also number 3, technically number 2, but was Ark, which I think we all thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Good.
Real good.
And I'll go through these a lot quicker now, but 4 was 7 Anyos, 5 Tallulah, 6 Barry, 7 Spectral, 8 Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny.
That's what higher than I thought
9.
it would be.
Yeah, I think everyone just kind of thought it was okay.
Yeah.
No one hated it, no one loved it. 9 Imperial Dreams. So top 10 is Siege of Jadotville, thanks to a 5 ranking from Heater.
Yeah.
Great.
14 from Jesse and 16 from myself.
Pushed it up.
It's a great film, listeners. Get out there and watch it.
Number 11, iBoy. Number 12, Special Correspondence. 13, Clinical. 14, The Do-Over. 15, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. 16, True Memoirs of an International Assassin. 17, Mercy, Jesse. Sorry that it's...
Wow.
What was it for you? Number 3?
3, yeah.
3.
Yeah. 21 and 20 for us. 18, Ridiculous 6. 19, Coin Heist, but I think Jesse wants to bump it into the top 10 now because he's got a soft spot for it.
If you could see my face.
He's about to throw something.
20, Pee-wee's Big Holiday. 21, Rebirth. 22, probably still feels a bit too high for me. Take the 10. Take the 10 was an average of 1.33 stars. And XOXO, which was 23, actually had higher star rating for us. 24, Mascots. And 25, almost the consensus worst film that a couple of us have seen, Brahman Naaman.
Mascots is way worse. Just putting it out there.
You're wrong.
So that's the top 25 films. I think we'll plan on doing these episodes periodically, just doing them in little snippets, and we'll keep an idea and let you guys know what the best Netflix original films are. But I think it's also fun, considering our whole podcast is around our favourite scenes and our most hated scenes. Out of those 25 films, let's have a chat individually what our top 3 films were, and I'll let you have a couple of honourable mentions as well, because it is hard to cut down those top 3. But let's start with Jesse. Jesse, what are your favourite scenes that we saw in the first 25 films?
So I'll start off with a couple of honourable mentions, I guess. Going way back to Beast of No Nation, there was the grenade scene in a mouth that we didn't actually see, which I thought was
brutal.
Really, really good scene. Ridiculous 6, there was a scene where a character had an eyeball spooned out, and it was done in the silhouette.
I'm glad that you... Oh, that was good, actually.
Yeah, so I've included that as...
Ridiculous 6 gets a gig in the top 3 scenes.
No, honourable mention. These are my honourable mentions.
Top scenes.
I'm going to put Pee-wee in here because I don't think it's going to get any love from you guys. So the contraptions...
I can guarantee you it comes up.
The contraption scene at the start of that film I thought was really clever and well done, where he gets into his car.
Yeah,
so I thought that's honourable mention. The opening scene of Rebirth as well. I thought I didn't really like Rebirth, but I thought the way that they showed the main character Kyle's monotonous life, I thought that was good. Action in Siege of Jadesfield gets an honourable mention, as does every bit of dialogue around the table in Seven Años. So, without further ado, number 3, my top 3 scenes is... This one's from Mercy. I'm not embarrassed to say this.
Of course you put Mercy on in there because you love that movie.
You kind of had to.
So there's a scene where they're upstairs in this house, and there's this character Melissa. She's looking through the window, watching this Travis guy downstairs on a motorbike, and then out of the shadow, this dude just jumps in the window, and it scared the living daylights out of me. So I'm putting that in there as number 3.
Good man.
Number 2. All the flashbacks from Tallulah, where Tallulah meets Nico. I thought that tied up the story really well. So I've put that as my number 2 moment.
Yep.
And my top moment, which I still want Heath to rewatch, is the first 15 minutes of the fundamentals of caring. The first
15 minutes.
The first 15 minutes.
You were told to pick a scene, not 15 minutes.
I specifically said top 3 scenes or moments. So for me, the 15-minute moment of that film is a great setup for all the characters. Really good editing. Loved it.
It was an awesome film.
Yeah. All right, Heater, give us your top 3 scenes or moments.
So, a couple of apologies to start with. So, Beast of No Nation, the scene where Goo and others are running through the house, and he finds that woman who he thinks is his mother, and real
heartbreaking,
confronting scene. It was fantastic. From Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the fight on the frozen lake, between Wei Fang and Silent Wolf, and then Iron Crow comes in. That was really good.
Good work on the names too.
Oh, yeah. And then the Ridiculous 6, the inventing of baseball scene with John Turturro.
Hell yeah.
As I'm a big baseball fan, and I really enjoyed that scene. It was great. Into the top 3. So number 3 was Seven Años, the kind of end scene where Marcel is asking Lewis what will it take for him to take the fall, how much money does he want, and then Lewis kind of turns around and says, I want the shares in the company kind of thing, that whole kind of discussion around that.
Yep. You're all in at that point.
It's fantastic. Number 2, in the Siege of Jadesfield, the first battle scene, which incorporated the sniper shot of Jesse's mate Colonel Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love the battle scenes, and that sniper shot was fantastic.
I'm glad you clarified the Colonel Sanders part, because all those battle scenes...
Which battle scene was all the same.
And then my number 1 was Spectral, again the battle scene where the tanks and the choppers come in to rescue him from the ghost, and you've got the big explosion and all that. I thought that was great.
Good.
So my honourable mentions, I got the helicopter blades spraying those homemade bombs in Spectral. That was sick. I reckon that's almost the best single shot we've had in these 25 films. And I also want to give an honourable mention to the Frozen Lake fight scene from Sword of Destiny. A couple more honourable mentions. One for all the faking it scenes in Fundamentals of Caring. So every time that you thought he was having an attack got me every time. The final time loop in Ark, purely because I was literally at the edge of my seat by that point in the movie and I just wasn't sure what was going to happen, how it was going to end. And I love the phone cord scene in Pretty Little Thing That Lives in the House. That first real scare they get in the house. I kind of wish the film had a lot more of that, because that was excellent.
That was creepy.
My top 3, at number 3 is the final shot looking at the table in Seven Años. Just perfectly showed you the cost of what you just watched for those past 80 minutes in a matter of seconds. Just summarised everything really nicely.
Yep.
Number 2, from the movie Clinical, when Nora goes into the house when they leave that front door open, was absolutely chilling. I was petrified watching that. It was so exciting. I haven't felt that way sitting at home watching a movie for a long time, so kudos. And the number 1 favourite scene in Fundamentals of Caring, after they meet Trevor's dad at the car lot, the culmination of that emotional intensity from both those characters who are firmly on their own path of discovery. The dialogue and the delivery was just first class in that. I could watch that scene over and over again.
Good. Yeah. It's good that we've all got sort of different sort of things that have stood out so far.
It reminds me as well of things that I've forgotten about that you guys have brought up. This will be even more fun when we talk about our worst 3 scenes.
And that's where we're going to head now, so I'm going to kick this off. I've got a few honourable mentions. So, worst 3 scenes or moments. This was really hard. I had like a page. So I had to cut it down. So my honourable mentions for the worst scenes, moments. Anything with Little Pete, Taylor Lautner's character in Ridiculous 6. Especially when he's swinging back and forth from the gallows. Especially that.
He has a strong neck.
Very strong neck. Another honourable mention is the do-over. There's a threesome scene where Max watches dripping sweat from testicles onto someone's face.
Are you doing the funniest?
Yeah, because that was hilarious.
No, there's no.
You don't like comedy, do you?
Keep going.
Next one, all the weird animation in Brahman Naman.
Oh yeah, gosh, I wiped that out of my mind.
Yeah.
The voiceover at the end of the Siege of Jadesville, because that just ruined the movie. Just really lazy, just retelling us what's wrapped everything up.
Yeah.
Everything in mascots. Just the whole film. Anything with Katie Couric in the True Memoirs of an International Assassin, especially that mashup over the credits of her. That was just bad. The mechanical Rottweiler in Spectral.
Oh, that was sick.
Horrible.
Oh my gosh.
The sets in Coin Heist. Just every set in that movie.
I'll give you that.
And then Imperial Dreams, where Shrimp is trying to get Bambi and Wayne's mum to like do sexual stuff in front of them. Didn't like that. So they're my honourable mentions. Now, my actual top 3 worst scenes that we've looked at. Number 3 is from XOXO. All the drug trippy scenes that Tariq guy does where he climbs in the toilet. And
I didn't like that.
Didn't like that. Cool. Number 2. The opening scene of Take the 10 between Chester and Chris, the total disrespectful sexual content that they spoke about.
That was the only funny scene in that whole film.
Totally thought.
I hated that film. That scene was alright.
Didn't like that scene.
I found that funny.
And then the number 1 worst moments from films, and I reckon you guys might pick this one, it's from Brahman Naman. These scenes that deal with a fridge, a ceiling fan, and a fish tank. If you haven't seen the film, I'm not going into detail. Go back, watch this film, and tell me what you think about it. Done. Heater.
That was awesome.
All right, a few apologies for my worst scenes before I get into the top 3. So, from the Ridiculous 6, the campfire sing-along scene.
Yeah.
Cringeworthy to watch.
That's right.
Brahman Naman, when they're at the party and the guys are taking photos of the passed-out girl up her skirt. Mm-hmm. I've only listed one in there. I could have listed about the whole Brahman Naman movie, but that scene especially was really bad. Yeah. In the do-over, the scene where Adam Sandler is sucking on the biker's finger. When he's doing
He gets a tattoo of him though, doesn't he?
And then in the last scene of Rebirth with the promo video as well. I didn't like that scene at all.
Kind of wraps up the whole film and makes you ask questions. And our whole conversation, which was excellent, was about that.
And that's why I had it ranked as 22 on my list. Yes,
it's ranked as 21 for me. All right, so my top 3 worst scenes. Number 3 from Pee-wee's Big Holiday, the balloon noise joke scene with the other people that went on for 20 minutes.
That's how we started the segment. Did my dog bark? He went nuts during that scene.
Fair.
At number 2, from Brahman Naman, the opening scene where he's having sex with a fridge. I'll weigh that more than Jesse did.
I was trying to get people to listen to our past episodes, but that's
And number 1 scene from Mascots, the scene where the manager of one of the mascots is making short people jokes and making fun of the worm mascot, I found extremely difficult to watch.
That's number 1.
Number 1, worst scene.
That was in my honourable mentions as well. The little guy chat. I also had the balloon screeching scene as an honourable mention. In Take the 10, Danny, who's like the manager of the supermarket, when he gets really high and takes his shirt off, there's about a 5-minute sequence where it's just awful. Everything about it is terrible. The character's terrible. Everything's bad. And then I've also got an honourable mention again in Pee-wee when he sings that song about New York, purely because it was the final straw for me. I just did not want to see this guy on the screen anymore. So my top 3. Number 3 was from a film called Mercy. How easily they administered that cure when we're watching this whole film. That for me was a realisation that this film made as little sense as I was expecting it to. Sorry, Jess.
Keep going.
Number two was in Mascots, so you can have it.
I'll be happy with this one.
Corky St. Clair helping Lacey with dance rehearsal was a mishmash of shocking characters coming together to completely waste my time in front of the TV. And I was offended by it.
You saying that, I totally forgot about that long, prolonged, interpretive dance scene. That's why I just put Mascots on there altogether.
My number 1 worst scene, I've written fish tank.
So
to go a little bit deeper, it is reflective of all unrelatable masturbation scenes in Brahman Naman.
So we all had the same number 1? No, Heater had
that was my number 2.
Number 2, all right, so pretty close.
So bad.
Pretty close.
All right, so we're going to move on to our top 3 characters.
Yeah, so let's specify, because we also want to have a look at some acting performances as well. So top 3 characters, so the characters that you just think have been really well written. Not necessarily because the performances were excellent, but a lot of the time it is hand in hand.
Yeah, but you like the character.
Really good characters.
So I'll kick it off. Honourable mentions for me. I've got you, played by Michelle Yeoh in Crouching Tiger. Just to see the progression of that character aging and becoming more wise from the first Crouching Tiger, I thought as a character I liked that that's an honourable mention. I also like Tom in iBoy, played by Bill Milner, the sort of guy that gets the fragments in his head. I thought as a character,
iBoy.
Yeah, iBoy. iBoy. I thought as a character he was quite. I think I mentioned in the show that you didn't want to really relate to him, but you could sort of see his motives. So I thought he was a good character. So my top 3. Top 3, I've combined a couple of characters together. So my number 3 are all the brothers from Mercy. So I've got Travis, Ronnie, TJ, and Brad. MJ's walking.
See you, MJ.
Just to annoy these guys. I thought those brothers as a character were good.
I swear we watched a different film. So
you're saying that you needed all 4 of them to make one good character?
No, that's very rough. I thought they all played well together as a character, as the sons of this lady who's dying.
You just wanted to put Mercy in there real bad.
Yeah. Number 2, I've got the Commandant in Beast of No Nation, played by Idris Elba. I thought his character, you totally understood his motives and what he wanted from his little tribe that he was building, and I just thought as a character...
Really clever.
Yeah.
I think I remember thinking at the time that halfway through the film you still didn't know if you were supposed to like him or not, which is brilliant.
And my number 1 character is Trevor from The Fundamentals of Caring. I just thought as a character, like MJ mentioned before, he was good with the comedic timing. He played a disabled character extremely well. So they're my top 3. Yep. Peter.
All right, so I've only got 2 apologies in my top 3 characters. So the apologies go to Renton from Ark, played by Robbie Amell. I really liked him. And then Salim from Barry, played by Avi Nash, who was...
You did like him.
I really liked him. He was... I liked the film Barry, and he was kind of that comic relief in quite a few scenes, and I really liked his character. I thought it was really good. So at number 3, I've got Paul Rudd's character Ben from The Fundamentals of Caring, who was really good. Number 2 is Lewis from Seven Años, played by Paco Leon. He was my favourite of Seven Onions. So again, a movie I really liked, and he was my favourite character.
Yep.
And then number 1, I've got Commander Pat Quinlan from The Siege of Jadotville, played by Jamie Dornan. Again, love that movie.
Jamie Dornan fans are going to love this.
Yeah, I thought his acting was good, but the character itself as that commander, I thought was done really well, and yeah, I loved him.
Cool.
So my honourable mentions are Alex from Clinical. Just a really intriguing character, and always wanted to find out more about him. Turned out to be a pretty sweet villain too. And Tallulah from the movie
Tallulah. Oh, yeah.
Really interesting character as well, with a pretty fun and exciting character arc. My top 3, number 3 was Margot from Tallulah. I think she probably had almost the most to change in that film, and she came a really long way from being kind of like this lost single woman to almost, again, like a matriarch of a family that was reforming. Similar to you, Heater, I love Ben from Fundamentals of Caring.
Yep.
Just like this character, you could almost just feel it, like he'd been through so much and did such a huge effort to come around. And my number 1 character is Agu from Beasts of No Nation.
Yeah.
Just the ability to have that child character being able to carry an entire story and still understand where he's coming from was pretty awesome, and it's probably the reason why I thought the film was so good. So that's my top 3 characters.
Awesome. So our final category that we're going to look at today are the top 3 acting performances. So the actual actors and actresses who played the roles. I'll start off with my honourable mentions. I've got Tammy Blanchard, who played Carolyn in Tallulah. She was sort of the mother who had the child that Tallulah ended up with. Yep. I just thought her scenes were awesome, and she did an awesome job of playing that superficial sort of character, all about looking.
She really grew into that role too.
Yeah. So I liked her as an honourable mention. I had Robbie Amell as Ren in Arc as an honourable mention as well. Thought, for a small cast in a film, he held that film together through his performance. And my last honourable mention are Justin and Ethan Coach, the twins that played Day in Imperial Dreams. For 2 little kids, like twins, I thought they did an awesome, for the type of content and themes that they were dealing with in that film, those kids I thought were amazing.
It's a good call.
So my number 3 acting performance is from Abraham Attar as Agu in Beast of No Nation, as MJ mentioned, as a character. I thought the performance was great, considering I hadn't seen him in a film before. My number 2 is Aaron Stanford, who played Miles in Clinical. So he played the guy in Clinical with the real burnt face, sitting on the couch. I really... No? Have I got the wrong movie?
I think you might have got the wrong name.
Wrong name? I think I got the wrong name. The guy that played Miles, I think I got the wrong name.
Miles was the boyfriend.
Okay, not Miles. I got the wrong guy. I mean
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Sorry, Alex. Sorry,
Okay,
Alex. Yep, got the wrong guy.
Played
Alex.
by Kevin Ram.
Yep. Sorry, I'm forgetting the movie already. I liked Alex.
I was a bit lost there.
Yeah, Alex, the guy with the burnt face. I thought he kept that film together really well throughout parts where it probably could have fallen apart. And my number 1 performance is Devon Terrell as Obama in Barry. I just thought, as a character, as a performance, it's probably the most grounded overall performance in these films.
Yep.
Awesome. Peter.
Cool. So this was my hardest one out of 3. I had a clear top 2, and number 3 was a difficult one. So I got 3 apologies, and all these easily could have been number 3. So apologies go to Jamie Dornan from The Siege of Jadotville, who I thought was really good, and both the leads from The Fundamentals of Caring, Paul Rudd and Craig Roberts, who also did fantastic jobs. My number 3 is for Devon Terrell for Barry, playing Obama. I thought, as Jesse said, he was fantastic. Number 2 was Ellen Page for Tallulah, who was outstanding. And my number 1 was Idris Elba, Beast of No Nation, who I thought he was fantastic.
Cool.
I got a little bit more greedy with mine. I really couldn't cut it down, so I'm going to whiz through my honourable mentions. Robbie Amell, who played Renton in Arc. Abraham Attar, who played Agu in Beasts. Jamie Dornan, who was Quinlan in Jadotville. The entire cast of Seven Anyos, because I just couldn't stand it. James Badge Dale, who played Klein in Spectral. John Boyega, who played Bambi in Imperial Dreams. Ellen Page, Tallulah in Tallulah. Paul Rudd, Ben from Fundamentals of Caring. Alison Janney, Margot in Tallulah. And Idris Elba, the Commandant in Beasts. So my top 3 been mentioned. So number 3, I've got Kevin Ram, who played Alex in Clinical. Couldn't agree with you more. He completely held that together and was a very, very interesting villain. Number 2, Devon Terrell, who played Barry in Barry.
Yep.
And number 1, similar to your reasons, Jesse, for best character was Craig Roberts, who was Trevor in Fundamentals of Caring. Just smashed that role to pieces. It was really believable.
Yeah.
I know we spoke about at the time that he wasn't disabled and he was playing a disabled character, but huge performance. Half the reason why that movie was so good.
So that pretty much sums up our first 25 Netflix films.
25 films, so 25 weeks, 25 episodes. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a great 25 weeks.
Just scraping the surface, boys.
We'll probably chuck up our overall rankings on our social media channels
We will,
once this episode's up during the week, so you can sort of see a visual list of what we've done. So if you did want to go back and watch any of these films or listen to any of our episodes, you'll have that as reference there on the site. That was a bit of good fun.
Once you talk about a film and you kind of forget it, so it's nice to recap. And I think it's going to be good the more and more we do have this culminated list of summary of Netflix original films.
Yeah,
that's what we are.
Yeah, so had a lot of fun, and I think most of us probably looking forward to the next 25 films. I hope
that's it.
Yeah, can't wait.
Hey, we've had plenty of really good films out of this 25, so there's no reason to think the next 25 won't have even more.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you've taken something out of this, given you some inspiration to go watch a film.
Yep.
And we will be back to our regular episodes this week. Yeah.
All right, cool.
See ya.
See ya.